Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we're going to explore the sketch of a leg. So we're going to sketch a leg and we're going to uh, see how we could expand and uh, make steep the framework. So let's first put out a leg quickly. So leg with a slight bend will be fine, with a slight bend will be fine. So upper leg, knee and the lower leg. We'll just imagine that the foot is somewhere here doing the honors of supporting the wondrous anatomy that sits atop. So we're going to do a fairly muscled leg and see how we can change the proportions from that point. So we have the knee right here, so essentially like that thing will be okay, and then we go inward and like this. So what we have is the bulging lateralis right here, and please do check out our other videos as well, in which we have featured the anatomy of the leg. We have tried to go into some depth in those videos as well about the tones and fills that we can put in on a conventionally posed leg. So there's the lateralis going into action there, and we have the patella right here, so knee area, composed of so much structure and so much perfectly designed muscle composition that helps us achieve that mobility that we require. Just doing a tone under there because there's a light source, let's say, from above, and we're just putting in the tones alongside. Then of course the ligaments, or it's also called the patellar ligament, coming down on the side. And what we're going to do is let's put some tone in here, because this is, if there's a bend, the shadow is cast like right there. So we're not like doing a work of art, it's a sketch, but it should be that much, just that much accurate. So we're making the knee thin, and we're putting the peronealis right here as well, just so that it's part of that exercise. And we're putting the sartorius composition right there. So this area normally referred to in conventional sports as quads. So developed quads. For instance, there was an athlete who had huge quads, and he was, I guess, appropriately named Quadzilla. Okay. And then of course the tensors are right here, that actually contribute immensely to mobility. And of course we are not delving deep into the nerve, into the stripped leg to see the muscle composition, but we are just putting in conventional elements together. And then of course we have the calves right here, and then the tibialis area right there, just going up. You can put a tone right there. course there would be tone coming down on the foot, because quite a lot of it will be in shadow in this particular stance. And then of course just below the patellar ligament we have the prurius muscle composition right around here. So we're just going to blend some elements here with crudely with the fingers so that we can make certain things clear. Now if we have that knee and if we keep that knee like right where it is, and I'm focusing on the knee because we're going to, and we've done this exercise before but not particularly for a leg, and it's highly instrumental if we want to change the framework according to the musculature of the person. So if it's a fit person and not a fat person, pardon, but we have to like use those terms to illustrate these different things. So we will just have a change in the volume of the calf muscle. And of course the gastrocnemius, as it is called. And we would of course also increase the density, the depth of the lateralis, which is of course affected, one of the few things that is affected first and foremost when it comes to leg development. And again, athletes can have like different takes on this, but when we are doing enough squats, when we are doing enough leg presses, leg extensions, this muscle usually takes in quite a bulk of the action, and we can increase it on both ends. And of course we were talking about the sartorius region as well. It will be affected. The sartorius and the radialis right below it, yes, both of them will also be affected. They will be increased, and we're just like running a crosshatch alongside the surface. So just a little exploration there into the switching up of the framework to make the density and the depth more than it is. And we keep that element the same. We pretty much keep the ankles the same unless the person has fat. If there's fat, yes, then we'll have to reflect less of the outline muscle, keep the feet the same, except there might be flesh here, and we can increase this, but we'll have to use smoother lines, which means that the muscle is not as prevalent. So if you go about that exercise there, right there, you'll see that that begins forming the concept of a fat leg. So different things that we can play around with, and we hope this was of some help. We have put out other videos, as we said, on anatomy, on the body, on legs. So if you have the time, please do check those out. We put out content pretty much every day, so please subscribe, keep in touch. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.